Marcus first noticed it on a Tuesday. Not the shadow, its soft shadows had always been there, of course, cooling beneath his feet in sunlight, stretching long across pavement at dusk. But this was the first time he'd caught it watching. He'd turned quickly in the grocery store parking lot, keys jangling, and seen it hesitate. Just a fraction of a second, but unmistakable. The shadow had been reaching forward, dark fingers extended toward his ankle, before snapping back into its proper place behind him. After that, he couldn't stop noticing the way it leaned too eagerly into doorways he was about to enter. How it sometimes preceded him around corners, as if impatient with his pace. At his desk, when he stood to refill his coffee, he'd glance back to see it still seated in his chair, slowly, reluctantly peeling itself away to follow. "You're being ridiculous," his wife Sarah said when he tried to explain. "It's a shadow, Marcus. It does what shadows do." But Sarah's shadow was obedient, docile. It followed her like a faithful dog. His was different. His was learning. He began to see it practicing. In the bathroom mirror, when he brushed his teeth, his shadow would mimic him, but not quite right. The gestures were too smooth, too confident. It was refining itself, sanding away the little hesitations and imperfections that made him human. Marcus started avoiding bright lights. He took meetings in dimly lit rooms, closed the curtains at home. Told Sarah he was developing a sensitivity to glare. In the darkness, he could barely see it, could almost pretend it wasn't there at all. But on Sunday morning, Sarah opened the bedroom curtains. Sunlight flooded in, and Marcus saw his shadow stretch across the floor and keep stretching. It climbed the wall, spread across the ceiling, growing larger and darker than any shadow had a right to be. And in that moment, he understood. It wasn't waiting for the right moment. It was waiting for him to be afraid enough. Fear made people small. Fear made them shadow-sized. Marcus stood up. He walked to the window and threw open the curtains wider. Light poured in from every direction, and his shadow shrank, compressed back to its proper proportions behind him. "I'm not ready," he said quietly. The shadow didn't respond. Shadows never do. But that night, when Marcus couldn't sleep, he noticed it had stopped practicing in the mirror. And sometimes now, when he walked through doors with confidence, with purpose, he could swear it falls a little further behind. Waiting, yes, always waiting, but perhaps not as patiently as before.